I think my story represent, if I was to sum it up, a testament or a testimony to just having faith and putting your money where your mouth is and putting your actions into or your faith into motion and believing. You know, you gotta believe in yourself first. You know what I mean? And you gotta be, I tell my daughter this, like, you know, if you don't let the water in the boat can never sink. No matter how rough the ocean get, the water gotta get in the boat for the boat to go down. You know what I'm saying? So that's I feel like I represent that. I've been, you know, I got praise, I got critical praise before, and they talk crazy about me before. You know, I ain't take the praise to the head, and I ain't get down on myself when they was talking crazy. And when it looked like, you know, shit was fucked up, I ain't quit. And when it looked like, you know, we did it, I ain't celebrate to the point of like stopping the work. It's just about, you know, I heard somebody say some real shit, you know, just because you scored a touchdown don't mean you won the game. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I would just say I represent staying down, you know what I mean? And being able to stay in the game to catch your win. Doing what you believe in. You lead the like-minded people, because you're gonna do what you think is true and what you think is right, and then it's gonna be certain people that agree. The results of what you've done either gonna correct you or reward you. So if you make bad decisions or bad choices or just choices that don't work in your favor, you're gonna learn from trial and error. And when you do shit right, you're gonna be rewarded, and you're gonna know, okay, this is where I've had my success, I'm gonna keep going in this direction. And then people gonna always watch your footprint, gonna speak volumes. You know what I mean? We study Jay, and we study Puff, and we study, you know what I mean, Ice Cube, and, you know, artistically Biggie, of course, you know, because of they footsteps. And we don't have to know them dudes personally to see they moves and be like, yeah, this somebody that what he's doing is working. Let's put the microscope on dude.
Absolutely.
I never been one of them people that could be comfortable being careless. Some people I noticed the quality that they don't have that, they just don't have the I guess the pressure on themselves. You know, they just have a little bit of a comfort that I don't have. I don't feel comfortable unless I know I went above and beyond with my preparation. The things that possibly could happen, if I ain't take real steps to prevent those things, I'm not comfortable. I can't walk around, you know, charismatic and happy. Nah, I gotta make sure, you know, we setting up some type of wealth, because we might have a little bag right now, but we know a lot of people had a bag right now, and they ended up bad.
How did you make that transition from the gang member Nipsey Hussle to the entrepreneur, the artist, the father that you are? How did you make that transition?
I had some situations in my life that, you know, you get wake up calls. You know what I mean? You go through close calls and things where you get kind of close to feeling like you gonna throw your stuff away. Excuse me. Yeah, you know what I mean?
You can cuss.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, I feel like you're gonna throw your shit away.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah. Say what you just said.
What do you mean?
Your freedom, you know, your life, your opportunity. You know what I mean? And you come out them situations somehow and be like, well, I don't like how that felt. You know, when you looking at it, when you got your feet on in them shoes, it's different than being aware of what could happen and being in a situation where it's happening. You know what I mean? Like, you in jail, you ain't got no bail. Not that you don't got the bail money, you just don't got bail because of your case. And
right.
if you don't beat your case, you about to go on that long road. And then you end up beating it, you know what I mean? Or you be in tight situations where everybody you was around end up washed up or, you know, dead. You know what I mean? Seeing death up close, people you was just with, you know what I mean? Places you just was on your way to. And, you know, reality kick in after a while, and you gonna lay in the bed you make. So I knew that wasn't what I wanted as far as the final destination.
Right.
So I just started taking steps toward what I was passionate about, which was the music.
Right.
And then doors start opening. I start seeing the results of them steps, and I just followed the positivity. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? You gonna lay in the bed you make. You're not gonna get away with nothing in terms of the energy. You know what I mean? You might beat the camera or the police. They might not catch you for what you're doing, but the energy is always gonna return to you. So when you just living in this cycle of being negative all day and just putting out negativity and that's the only energy you putting out, it's gonna return to you in different form than you put it out in. So I would just say, you know, master your energy. Do your best to master your energy and what you put out, you know, and unless that's what you want, you know, because you entitled to whatever you want to create, whatever experience you want to create for yourself. But if you're tired of that shit, adjust the energy, you know what I mean, as best you can. Adjust what you wake up thinking and what you say, and then lastly what you do. I would say not trusting my instincts sometimes, you know, I would, and not to sound sexist, but even just as a man, we so logical and we so driven by logic and so driven by facts that sometimes we can't move without facts. But if you got trust in your gut and you got trust in your instinct, and you learn that as you grow older and you mature, that you sometimes you don't need facts. You could just go off your gut and how you feel about things.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So just being confident in, I don't need confirmation. If I feel it, I trust how I feel. I know my intentions is pure. My instincts is like connection to a higher understanding. You don't need the facts all the time. Just go off how you feel. And so I think that I've learned to listen to my gut and my instincts more and be confident in making decisions off of that.
That's good.
Yeah. Reflect, bro. Just, you know what I'm saying? Keep it going.
Right. What do you mean when you said never let a hard time humble us?
Never let a hard time humble us, because you know, it's the game gonna test you. It's ups and downs, and so like, you know, you gotta be who you are at all times. Right. You know what I mean? So, you know, just like a principle to live by. You know? Yeah. What I've learned in this is that it's about distinguishing yourself. It's about even in life, it's about the unique things about you. You know what I'm saying? Not the blend in, not the common denominators. I don't think that's what it's about. It's about expressing the unique qualities of what you are and who you are, and actually being loud with it, you know what I'm saying? And
bold with it.
Yeah, with the unique elements of who you are. That's what makes a person dope. I think the best asset I have is I'm a grinder. You know what I mean? I'm dedicated to the lifestyle of going hard every day, and I've been since I was a teenager. So that's in me. We was raised to be grinders. That's what we identify with. And then I get a lot of credit for my team. They give Nip all the credit because I'm the face, but my team different too. Like if you put a camera on the team, you'll see what's going on. It's not a regular, the homie sitting around that smoke weed and catch the groupies at the show. That ain't the type of team I got. It's different, you know what I'm saying? People always gonna have their opinions. You got certain people that they just live and die for this one way of thinking. And so, you know, my thing is like, you know what I mean? Blind can't lead the blind, bro.
Yes,
Somebody
sir.
gotta have a vision.
Yes, sir.
And you gotta follow who got the vision. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
if you
sir.
stuck on stupid, I ain't gonna judge you or have no disrespect for you, but I'm
gonna be over here.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna follow you or take heed to your opinion. You're gonna have to follow what I'm doing.
I heard
and
that.
after a while, that way of thinking versus this way of thinking, more people lean toward this way because of the results. You gotta know what you stand for and know what you represent and know what's true to you. Because you can't please everybody. You can't be everything to everybody. But you could be true and you could be yourself and comfortable in your skin and just represent what's real to you. And I think more so than the politics of, you know, always waving your gangbang flag or always waving your business hat or always, it's just being authentic. And, you know, people can see a mirror of their truth in you and be like, you know, I would carry it like that, or I could respect that decision, or, you know what I'm saying? He don't seem like he putting on or trying to live up to a persona right now. He just being himself. It was a setback.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? So it was something that I had to really believe in to pursue it, because it was actually taking a back seat.
Did you ever get down where it was like, man, this ain't gonna work? Or, you know?
That's why I call my thing the marathon, because I'm not gonna lie and portray this ultimate poise like I've had it figured out. Nah, I just didn't quit. That's the only distinguishing quality from me and probably whoever else going through this or went through this or is gonna go through this, is that I ain't quit. I went through every emotion. I went through every emotion with trying to pursue what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I think that what gonna separate whoever's gonna try to go for something is that you ain't gonna quit. Unless, you know, you're gonna really take the stance of I'm gonna die behind what I'm getting at right now.